This is a marathon.
MST3K Kickstarter. Kind of surprised to see this happen.
Yes.
So if you're not familiar with Mystery Science Theater 3000, it was a show that was on from 88 to 97 or 8, something like that. Went from Comedy Central for the first 7 years, then 3 years on Sci-Fi Channel. It's Joel, then Mike, and two robots, Crow, T-Robot, and Tom Servo, who riff on bad movies. It was sort of one of the first to really do something like that. Then after the show ended, it split into two teams, split into riff tracks, which I've seen live, which is Kevin Murphy, who was the second Tom Servo, Mike Nelson, who was the second guy who was in the janitorial suit, and then you had Bill Corbett, who was the second Crow, and they riff on movies. You download the MP3s, they do live shows. It's all good fun. And then the other parts went to Joel, and then Trace Bulow, who was the original Crow, went to Cinematic Titanic with Josh Weinstein, who was also the first Tom Servo. I think I got that right, and I did. Okay, so there was two existed, but riff tracks been more popular.
Sure.
So the problem with Mystery Science Theater 2000 is that the rights were always owned by, I believe, Jim Mallon, who was Gypsy, the original Gypsy. And he owned the rights to that, and I guess wasn't doing anything with it for whatever. And maybe they saw a money opportunity. The show's been gone for almost 20 years. So Joel Hodgson, who was the creator of the show originally, way back when it was on Minnesota Public cable access, which I think some of those shows exist. You can watch them. They're really.
I would love to.
They might be on YouTube.
I don't think I've ever.
I think
seen that.
I think most of them were saved. Mm-hmm. Someone taped them, but there's a few that were lost. But you can watch those. And Joel was a comedian. People don't realize it. He used to be on. I think he used to be on skits of Saturday Night Live in the early mid-'80s. He'd show up and do like a skit. Say, I'm Joel, and here's my inventions, and brought that onto the show. Anyway, Kickstarter's come about. They want to restart Mystery Science Theater 3000, and Joel's pitching it, and they have a goal. And in theory, I'm on board with this. I think it'd be a great idea because even though riff tracks is fun, it's fun to see riffs. You lose something to me. There's something more special about having the puppet characters there and seeing them. It just brings it to an extra level. I guess a less cynical level where it seems more open and fun. Yeah, having the puppets. That's what I always liked about Mystery Science Theater 3000. I like to veer away from the mean-spirited side of the riffing versus the laughing with the... I know there's a fine line between laughing with the people that created the film versus laughing at them, but I always like sort of being inside the world and being a part of the world and laughing at it versus being derisive. And
by having some of the more snarky things said largely by the robots, the robot puppets, it like you said, correct, it softens the blow a little bit. My thing with MST3K coming back is
and by the way, it's a 2 million goal to do
3 episodes. 5.5 million gets a full season
of 10 is it
12, and
they're going to hit it because they're at 1.3 million now, and it's
30
only
days to go,
and they have 20. It's only been around for like a day,
so
they're going to hit it.
Yeah, anyways, I'm always severely oh god, I'm so tired. I'm always skeptical when shows come back because it doesn't always seem to work. Like when they brought Futurama back, you
didn't like him?
I didn't
didn't do it justice? It was the same cast though.
Yeah, I know, and that's the thing. Like we're looking at the important people in place, but all the right pieces in place do not always equal quality or quality of the same level. And I do worry that the humor is going to be. Joel's older, I don't. How do I say this? Dad humor. Like I'm afraid that like it's going to.
But the riff tracks guys are in their 50s too. They're in their mid.
Okay,
to late 50s.
That's fair.
And I think if you're a good comedian, good writer, your age doesn't matter as much. Look at Larry David; he's still hysterical, and he's got to be 70 by now. I think what the problem here is that while Joel said that they're open and inviting the former cast members back. Is that a one-sided invitation? Has it been talked about with the guys' riff tracks to come back?
Right.
Because obviously if Joel's the guy starring in this, which you assume, that doesn't leave a place for Mike. because it's only Joel or Mike, and they have very different styles. I
Oh,
always
yeah.
preferred Joel because Joel was more amiable,
I
more
was a
laid,
Joel guy, too.
more laid back, and a little less mean spirited. Mike's funny too, but there's a different style. There's always different style to, I'd say, that second team, to the second Crow.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the team of second Crow, second main guy, and second Tom Servo versus the original crew. The first Crow, first main guy, and Walt the second, because Joss Weinstein only did Servo for one season. It's a different style. And I'm not sure if the Riff Tracks guys would want to be a part of this. Maybe there's egos involved. You never know.
Sure.
I mean, Joel left the show because he got burnt out after the fifth season. In the middle of the fifth season, he didn't even survive it, which is one of the best episodes ever, by the way. Mitchell, watch it if you can find the DVD. I think it's actually on Riff Tracks. Actually, yeah, Riff Tracks is now offering some MST3K episodes, so maybe there is a deal going on. Who knows? But I think it will be the same. No, I think they might end up recasting Crow and Tom Servo. I don't know. I don't know if Trace Bolo wants to come back. I don't know if Bill Corbett wants to come back as Crow. I don't know. I think it's up in the air, but it's going to get made.
Oh, it's gonna.
So
and
that's
I mean,
fine.
I'm happy for fans. I worry that after such a long break that people could potentially be let down. But
Yeah,
this is a happy thing for a lot of people, so I'm not
yeah,
going to shit on
There's
it.
obviously a huge audience.
Yeah,
for this.
I mean, I can't shit on it, and I'd even watch it. I have my concerns.
You might balk at the amount, but we're talking filming a whole season. If we're talking even what is it, 5 episodes minimum? They got to rebuild the sets probably. You got to take for 5 episodes. You're still probably talking 3 months of lead time.
3 episodes. Starts at 3 episodes.
Starts at 3?
Starts at 3, and then with every million plus 1 point, it gets another, I think, 3 until you get to 12 at 5.5
I think they're
million.
going to stop.
Yeah.
Wonder if they do more then.
Well, what they said was what he said is he wants to get to if they get to 12, it'll be much easier to
shop it
to networks because they'll see an audience.
and plus they're already going to have everything built.
Yes.
The set's built. And then again, okay, to be fair, it's not like the sets cost a huge amount.
No.
And the robots
No.
the robots are already made, so it
Yeah.
doesn't cost them. But a lot of these rights is people forget they have to get unless it's in the public domain, they have to buy for the rights to. It's really weird when it comes to movie rights. It costs money to re-show stuff, but then it's mechanical rights, like with songs, to edit and fuck around with movies, which is what they do with riffing. There's also a fee with that. So that's a lot of the cost goes into probably licensing this stuff out with that. So we'll see what happens. And so when is this going to be delivered and finished? A year from now, November 2016. Okay. So next year, gobble gobble, we're watching MST3K, hopefully, with Joel, and then we'll see if the former cast members, what their involvement is. I'm very curious. I looked on Twitter originally, and I did not see any comment from all 3 of the Riff Tracks guys in regards to this. So maybe...
Well, this is relatively new. I mean...
But you think that maybe they'd say, hey, support it, but maybe it's a wait and see. Maybe they don't want to publicly support it until it gets funded. You know what I mean? Like, maybe.
Who knows?